everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel. This is a magnificent dreadnought guitar from the good people in Canada at Boucher Guitars. It's a Studio Goose SG52 BMV, and to break that down, it's an East Indian Rosewood back and side dreadnought guitar with a burst top, a vintage headstock, and a torrefied master grade Adirondack spruce top. Magnificent burst. I don't know what they call this burst. To me, it looks like a tequila sunrise or a sunset burst. Resonant rich light gauge D'Addario XS phosphor bronze strings. Let's have a listen to another master grade Adirondack spruce top Boucher dread. This is fully torrefied, and again, the master grade top on the Studio Goose is also torrefied. However, the back and sides on this highly figured 5A maple guitar are also fully torrefied. So the whole box here, the whole sound box, is torrefied. Let's have a listen. Also, D'Addario XS light gauge strings. Resonant, rich, got sparkle. The low E string is very, very nice and robust, yet clear and distinct, as it is on the Studio Goose. All right, let's just riff on the Grand Reserve. One more time, back to the Studio Goose. These are so rewarding. Great sustain, resonance, projection. There's an ease and effortlessness in terms of my pick strike to the string that just lets the sound, it just flies out the sound hole. There's an ease of projection with both of these guitars. I might dare say the Grand Reserve seems to do that a little bit more, but they're both exceptional. You can get lost in either of these. Now, if I played a little bit differently, I'm just improvising on the riffs, so naturally they tend to come out a little bit different. Now let's bring in the third wheel. Fully torrefied Brazilian mahogany back and side, torrefied Adirondack spruce top. This is not a master grade top, but by any other builder standards, you'd look at this and you'd say, my gosh, that looks like the nicest Adirondack top I've ever seen. So they're all exceptional. So this is the Mahogany Bluegrass Goose, BG42T-G. So that means it's a dreadnought with torrefied Brazilian mahogany back and sides. And the gold package means the top is torrefied. The Bluegrass Goose is braced for a bluegrass pick attack, a harder pick attack, and consequently the string height the action comes typically a little bit higher so that you can dig into it a little bit more. And it comes with medium gauge strings. Now I put medium lights on this, so I have 56 on the low wound E string, and on the high E string they're light gauge, so it's a .012. All right, so but they're all D'Addario XS strings. So let's have a listen to this. Now, I can actually pick a little harder. The strings are higher, and so this guitar is braced probably so to really get its optimal performance. You might dig in a little bit more. So it may be hard to quantify or qualify the difference between these guitars other than all being exceptional Boucher dreadnoughts. But that withstanding, here we go. Reverse order, come back to the Studio Goose Rosewood. The human element always strikes, but that's okay. You're getting a good idea. I'm letting the resonance and sustain ring out as best I can. Here's the mahogany again. again, I can feel the stiffness of the medium gauge on the low wound strings here. I can dig in a little bit harder and still have a very clean sound. And let's come back. Well, let's just do the Studio Goose one more time, and then we'll do the Grand Reserve. Now, interesting, I'll comment, in the room, playing that chord, just those chords, it feels like there's a little greater ease of projection, maybe a little more projection in terms of the same pick attack, and I'm getting, I just feel like maybe a little more volume or resonance. Maybe not volume is right, but there's a certain richness on the Studio Goose in terms of just the overall sound. Let's see. Maybe it's fair to say what I'm hearing is the difference between Mahogany versus Rosewood. This sounds great. And what I hear from Mahogany versus Rosewood is usually each string tends to live a little bit more in its own space, so there's a little more clarity. There's probably a reason why Mahogany guitars are so sought after and predominant in bluegrass playing, where they're doing a lot of riffing and ripping, because each string and each note is very precise and has its own articulate presentation, if you will. All right, let's come over to the Grand Reserve. Now, the Grand Reserve, it just arrived. It hasn't acclimated as much. It came from New York to the desert in Tucson, Arizona. I think I need to get a little action, so if I dig in harder on the D and the G string, I'm just getting a little bit of buzzing, and again, that's just a setup issue that initially I just need to dial this in. Could need a just a truss rod tweak, I'm not sure, but still, let's have a listen. Just that same touch, I swear I'm getting more fullness and volume to my ear now from behind the guitar. I don't know if the recording is bearing that out. The resonance and the sustain and the harmonic fullness on this guitar is just incredible, and yet there's clarity and distinction with all of the notes. So with all of those overtones and harmonics going on, all of the reverberation that's naturally inherent in this guitar, it all blends so musically. Just do that same thing, and then we'll end this. Hopefully you're getting a good idea of how these sound. Take away anything from this video, I hope you take away what I'm experiencing, and that is Boucher are building some of the finest guitars available anywhere today. It's 2026. By the way, I should mention this Bluegrass Goose, Boucher just refreshed and updated the model with a long saddle and a number of other appointments for 2026. This is the 2025 version, so this is not the brand new Boucher Bluegrass model, which is a little bit more slanted towards some vintage appointments with a little bit more fundamental vintage voicing and the bracing. Boucher guitars. If you stayed this long, and I hope you did, please click on the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That'll notify you of any future content, and also it helps propagate the channel so that other people become more aware of the content that I'm putting out. Please like the video, and also if you take away, again, nothing from this video, if you haven't tried a Boucher guitar, you need to. They are absolutely exquisite. I played their OMs, I've played their smaller bodies, the J.P. Cormier Signature, the Heritage Goose, which is a slot head, 12 fret, triple O body shape. They are just all exquisite. The quality control is top shelf. It's second to none. I'm just blown away by these guitars, which is why in less than a year and a half, I now have 3 Boucher Dread guitars. I've owned a lot of high-end boutique guitars from other builders, some of which they'll remain nameless. Great guitars in the market, but I've sold a bunch off. I've just really landed on a place that I love here with Bouchers. Hope you're hearing that. Thanks for watching. Please comment. Let me know what you're hearing. What do you like? Mahogany, Rosewood, Maple. I'm sure they're all great. Do you have a preference? Is one sounding more to your liking than another? Thanks, guys.